Have you ever wondered how we got from sharpening stones to building skyscrapers that pierce the clouds? The story of humanity is the story of invention, a grand epic of solving problems, big and small. Let's rewind the clock and journey through the history of human ingenuity. Our story begins over 2 million years ago in East Africa. Our early ancestors, like Homo habilis, weren't just surviving, they were innovating. They discovered that by striking one stone against another, they could create a sharp edge. This simple tool, the Oldowan chopper, was a game changer. It allowed them to cut meat, break bones for marrow, and process plants. It was the first spark of technology, a fundamental shift that gave us an edge in a world full of predators. Fast forward 1 million years, and the Acheulean hand axe appears, more symmetrical, more versatile. This wasn't just a tool, it was a concept, an idea passed down and refined through generations. As human societies grew more complex, so did our problems. How do we share complex ideas, warnings, or stories with someone who isn't right next to us? This led to the dawn of communication technology. Around 40,000 years ago, our ancestors began painting on cave walls in places like Lascaux in France and Altamira in Spain. These weren't just pretty pictures. They were a form of symbolic communication, a way to record information. But the real revolution came with writing. Around 3500 BC, the Sumerians in Mesopotamia developed cuneiform, pressing wedge-shaped marks into wet clay tablets. It was the world's first writing system, used to track grain, record laws, and tell epic tales like that of Gilgamesh. At almost the same time, the Egyptians were developing their own beautiful system of hieroglyphs. Writing allowed knowledge to transcend time and space, creating a permanent record of human thought. Meanwhile, another revolution was quietly taking place in the Fertile Crescent of the Middle East, around 10,000 BC. Humans began to domesticate plants and animals. This is the agricultural revolution. Instead of constantly moving in search of food, we learned to cultivate crops like wheat and barley. Simple inventions like the digging stick and later the ayard, a scratch plow pulled by oxen, made it possible to prepare soil on a larger scale. Agriculture meant a stable food supply, which allowed for permanent settlements. Villages grew into towns, and towns into the world's first cities like Uruk in Mesopotamia. With a food surplus, not everyone had to be a farmer. People could specialize in other crafts, leading to an explosion of new inventions and ideas. As cities grew, so did the need for more impressive and permanent structures. This pushed the boundaries of architecture. The ancient Egyptians, around 2600 BC, mastered stone construction to build the pyramids of Giza. Using simple tools like levers, rollers, and immense manpower, they created monuments that have stood for millennia. In Rome, engineers perfected the arch, the vault, and concrete. The Pantheon in Rome, with its magnificent unreinforced concrete dome, is a testament to their genius. These architectural marvels weren't just about shelter. They were symbols of power, faith, and community. With expanding cities and growing trade, barter became inefficient. Imagine trying to trade a cow for a loaf of bread. To solve this, the concept of currency was born. Around 600 BC in Lydia, modern-day Turkey, the first standardized coins were minted from electrum, a natural alloy of gold and silver. Each coin had a stamped value, guaranteed by the state. This revolutionized trade, making it faster, fairer, and more efficient. Currency became a universal language of value, connecting different cultures and fueling economic growth across the ancient world. To connect these sprawling civilizations, we had to conquer the seas. Early boats were simple log rafts or dugout canoes. But the Egyptians, around 3000 BC, built advanced sailing ships from cedar wood to navigate the Nile and the Mediterranean. The Phoenicians became masters of the sea, developing ships with keels for stability and navigating by the stars. Later, the Song dynasty in China, around the 10th century AD, invented the magnetic compass and ships with watertight compartments, making long-distance voyages safer and more reliable. These naval advancements didn't just move goods, they moved people, ideas, and cultures, weaving the world together like never before. For thousands of years, our primary sources of power were our own muscles and domesticated animals. We harnessed the wind for sailing and the water for grinding grain with water wheels. But the real leap forward came with the mastery of steam. In the 18th century, inventors like Thomas Newcomen and later James Watt in Britain developed the steam engine. Watt's design, with its separate condenser, was dramatically more efficient. It was initially used to pump water out of coal mines, but it soon powered everything. It powered the factories of the Industrial Revolution, the locomotives that crisscrossed continents, and the steamships that made oceans feel like lakes. The steam engine didn't just change how we work, it reshaped society itself, driving urbanization and creating the modern world. The journey continued, from the printing press, invented by Johannes Gutenberg in Germany around 1440, which democratized knowledge, to the telegraph, which sent messages at the speed of light. Then came the telephone, the light bulb, the automobile, and the airplane. Each invention built upon the last, a relentless chain reaction of innovation. In the 20th century, we split the atom, walked on the moon. And then, perhaps most profoundly, we connected the world with the internet. Born from a US military project called ARPANET in the 1960s, the internet evolved into a global network that has transformed every aspect of our lives. From how we learn and work to how we connect with each other. From the first sharpened stone to the supercomputer in your pocket, the story of invention is our story. It's a tale of curiosity, of collaboration, and of the unyielding human desire to ask, what if, and what's next? It's a journey of 1,000 small steps and a few giant leaps, driven by countless individuals across continents and millennia, all contributing to the incredible world we live in today. And the most exciting part, the story isn't over. It's still being written every single day. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through time as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into our amazing world.